This wall really is more our presidential wall that I call it. Pictures with the former presidents, Clinton and Bush number one, Al Gore, this Congressman Bonilla. I represented Senator Phil Gramm when he was the senator up in the White House Conference on Small Business. We have over here, really, this is my educational wall. I started with a degree at Henry Ford Community College and as a community college, then my undergraduate degree, and then my graduate degree at University of Michigan. I'm originally from Detroit, from the Michigan area. My dad and mom, my dad actually migrated from Mexico and went up to Michigan during the automobile industry. And mom was from Laredo, and I spent my summers in Laredo. So I've also I was on a board of directors for Junior Achievement. So working with youth is very important. This picture was taken when I was with the San Antonio Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and at the time Governor Rick Perry was the agricultural secretary at the time. So this goes back to almost 1998 that I had a picture with perhaps might be our president one day. And then actually on the wall that you have over here next to Marcelo, you've got Leadership San Antonio, and actually what I'm really proud of is that the students at Free Enterprise, which is University of Texas, gave me an award, and I say I'm proud of that because today, the University of Houston, I'm working with interns also from students in Free Enterprise, and we're going to be working on students that I'm working with as I did back then, because I think at times as you evolve in your own business, you want to be able to give back. You want to be able to mentor. And that's what I'm doing now, is mentoring people. And that's why, in terms of becoming a franchisor, it's going to allow me to be able to give back all the knowledge that I have and see other people become successful in their own businesses. Because I've already been the franchisee, as I mentioned to you. In that back wall is primarily a lot of awards and presentations from the Small Business Administration. I was also awarded many awards by them, but also I became the Small Business Administration District Director for about a year in San Antonio. So I not only use the SBA's programs, which is your 7A program for equipment loan, a 504 program to build your restaurant, an 8A program, which I had a $25 million contract up at Fort Hood in Killeen, but then I was also on their advisory board in Washington. And then after receiving or utilizing their programs, I became the district director, and I was trying to help other people get into business, but it was very frustrating working government because your hands are tied many times. You can't do that. So that's why I left and actually started the kiosk project. But then behind Austin, you've got the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Businessman of the Year Award. And over here, you actually have the my franchise wall. You've got Little Caesars Award for architectural design, marketing. Out of the franchisees in the United States, I was ranked number 191 in terms of dollars and how well I run my operation. A pizza award, and I'll get into this later on. But there's also the very last photograph over here. It talks about where I went to court against Little Caesars. I took them to court because I sold my franchises, but they wouldn't let me sell them. They refused to say, okay, you can go, even though it was all done. A project, which is the franchise center, as well as the kiosk project. So I've got 5 interns. Center is, I'm putting together accounting firms, law firms, franchisors, consultants. When we open up a store here, use it as a training store. And once we use it as a training store, now we bring people, 1 or 2 or 3 people from China, to be here to also learn how to do it. Once you have at least 1 year under your belt, now you can take this over to China, and now you have the whole rights to the whole country. Now you can become the franchisor and start selling the restaurants to somebody else, and you collect royalties and franchise fees.
That's right.
That's what you really want to do.
Austin, that's exactly what we're talking about.
That's this kind of one in Laredo wasn't mine, but Applebee's in Laredo was mine, and we did 2 in McAllen, 1 in Harlingen, 1 in Brownsville, Victoria, and then we did 2 in Burger Kings in San Antonio, then we did 3 on the borders in San Antonio. And so it totaled about 27. So from 1986 to about 2001, 2002 is what I built it. I didn't have any partners. I was all on my own, and so I built one to the other. So I never acquired them. I built them from the ground up with the bank and the lenders. And so what happened was also one of the things that I would tell you, because I'm not going to do it now with what I'll tell you about on the kiosk. But one of the things that whenever you incorporate, and you should always do, is try to set up separate companies. Because when you set them up, a lot of times the bankers like to tie in one with the other, with the other, with the other, with the other, and that's called cross-collateralization. And you don't want to do that, because if something goes wrong with one of the stores, it's like a domino effect. Click, click,